There is no academia without truth. If we don't say what we see, we won't believe what we see. To their faces, one Rutgers student tells officials, "You hold dignity for yourself and no one else. You're laughing. You think it's funny? No dignity for Palestinians, no dignity for the homeless, no dignity for students. You are not respectable people. We are invested in genocide, profiting off of genocide." End of quote. Thanks to the campus protests, governments are forced to express their own contradictions. Just by us being there, the government is falling over its own contradictions. Students are fending for everyone's democratic rights. Students brought university heads to show how they as heads know they are not allowed to say anything on mass killings in Gaza. Disproportionate policing is desperation. Joshua P. Hill writes, "This is why students are being met with such an immense and disproportionate police response. Their protests do threaten the order of things. They aren't disrupting their universities nearly as much as the repeated police invasions are, but they are tearing an ideological hole in the fabric," writes Joshua P. Hill. Getting our leaders to give responses is a core part of our democratic right of assembly. We can see why some protests are so effective and find out when our protest is oppositional, exhausting, or sabotages itself. Some protest sabotages itself by not taking its own voice seriously enough. The union captains are speaking with full agency. The more you silence, the more clearly they speak out. Writing counters the unrest. We need public life, freedom of speech, and freedom of writing to turn our inner unrest into outer care. Academia, school, and youth work, and other fields, civil fields, are just police work if no democratic work is allowed to its professional staff in their own public lives. Only through public life can we arrive at a real memory culture that is allowed to be alive. Debate keeps our rights alive. If we don't say what we see, we won't believe what we see. By holding to account, we find our agency. Palestine is uniting us by defining us. Palestine is the truth of the West. Gaza is all of us. Palestine is freeing us all. To stand with Palestine is to be human. Courage is made in Gaza. Gaza signifies struggle for equality as a way of ending oppression and cycles of violence. The past is not past. Is memory culture instrumentalized? How much is this helping the hard right here and in Israel? Is frozen memory culture used to reduce our freedom to speak up for people in danger? To reduce our freedom to speak up for people in danger? If this is the case, Gaza concerns all of us even more. John Pilger writes, "Behind the West's veil of propaganda, there is always the truth of Palestine." Pilger has a point. Palestine as the blind spot is revealing an open contradiction as the truth of the West, and is the test of us all. Palestine isn't splitting today's big movements, it's defining them.